Welcome, Collective. This is a reading for all signs from Regina at Pacific Tarot. Welcome here, and I am starting out with a couple of oracle cards, as I often do, and we're going to get started right away with the Wild Unknown archetype card, the Starborn. And I'm going to read from the guidebook. An elusive yet radiant aspect of the self, the Starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique way that shapes our maps in the world. The Starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. Travel back to your birth story for clues and insights. Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view. What are your favorite stories or memories from childhood? Don't be surprised if you receive a surge of desire for a long-lost dream, one you haven't visited since childhood. So this is beautiful energy of really looking at the potential of the astrological star map is one way that you can glimpse a kind of bird's eye view of the life path. There is only the destiny within the context of free will. So there's nothing limiting or restricting about a birth chart. And so this is really talking about taking in that moment of purpose to which the experiences of your life have been building towards. It's interesting that this is coupled with the humor card. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, and that is indicating to me a tilting back to your origin story, rather than just something that is exclusively positive. All of our origin stories aren't fairy tales or not Disney movies. And it's important to see the entire whole context of your first informative years. And this, in many ways, is where we were connected to a sense of purpose, support beyond our mundane reality. We may have had visible attachments to spirits, relatives, ancestors when we were born that stayed with us for a while. And some of you can remember that. Some of you will be able to recall that, and others, there is no knowledge about that particular information except for what resides within you. So let's look at your present energy, the Six of Jades. You have become very skillful at establishing agreements with others, understanding the clear terms, the practical terms on which you exchange energy with others. And this, quite famously, is attached to our relationships and our finances, right? We receive money, we spend money, we contract with other individuals or groups of individuals, and we invest, commit to those relationships in some way that is clearly negotiable, that is flexible, that changes, that seeks balance. And so this is an aspect of your life that you're feeling very clear about. And this can be speaking about the relationship with yourself, right? Do you keep promises to yourself? Are you committed to your own well-being and success? Do you shunt aside your desires or needs for those of others, believing they're more worthy or that your job is to serve others? How deserving do you feel? In the past, the Five of Wands. In this context, this feels much lighter. The Five of Staffs, which often speaks about arguments, debates, conflicts we have with others, clearly in this card is about play fighting. And this feels as though it relates to family, particularly early disagreements, competition, challenges, things that didn't go smoothly, or it can be about a family where everyone is outspoken, everyone has an opinion, and people voice that all the time. So I'm guessing that's a lot of families. But here, this is indicating that conflict is not fearful to you. Disagreements are not a deal breaker. And quite likely, you learn that you can live with in considerable differences within a household, a family, a community, on a team, and still find a way to work towards the solution to problems, still manage to deal with things in a just or equitable way. And so this feels to me like being comfortable in an environment where others are encouraged to speak out and speak their piece. In the future, we have the Ace of Staffs. So this is something new. This is something fresh. This is you moving towards perhaps exploring or establishing something that is going to encourage your growth. And that growth can well be looking more considered with more consideration towards your purpose, the services you are providing, the contribution you want to make. That contribution that not only helps others, perhaps providing them with information, inspiring in them some way, showing them something that they hadn't seen before, introducing the idea of dreams, aspirations, hopes, potential, but also this is something that is going to help you to grow. This is growth you desire. You're yearning to expand beyond the familiar. If this reading is resonating for you, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I greatly appreciate all the support that you give me in whatever way that is. Thank you in advance and in the past. The Five of Staffs clarified with two cards, the Empress and one more, the Lady of Swords, the Six of Jades with the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Staffs with the Seven of Cups and the Ace of Wands, again a repeat. Lovely. And so that past energy, that competitive environment, that play fighting that we did as kids, that roughhousing that we even engage in as adults playfully, wrestling. I know my dad used to always call that, and how important that is as a physical and emotional bond with loved ones, the ability to tussle together. Clarified by the Queen of Swords and the Empress. This shows that you are really clear about your power in the context of a unit, a team, your family. You understood you were powerful and that you were loved, which facilitated the love that you received and the love that you were then able to give to others. Queen of Swords here indicates there was a degree of discernment that arose or emerged out of this environment in which you felt empowered to speak your truth, to say what you believed was right for you, to pursue right, ethical, moral behavior or principles. This is part of this almost laboratory where you learned how to express yourself, to stand up for yourself, to listen to different opinions and ideas. The Queen is as much about listening, asking the right questions, evoking a sense of curiosity among other members of the family or the team that you're involved with here. In the present, we have the Six of Jades, clarified by the Chariot and the Knight of Pentacles. I see you moving very carefully among a group or as part of a team, perhaps part of some kind of community or collective, where you are taking the time to visualize what you want to see, what you want to build. It doesn't need to be detailed, but it needs to be fleshed out for you to understand what you are convincing or persuading others to join you in. And that is coupled by this incredible focus that you now have, coming from this authentic pursuit of your truth, of a contribution that you are now clear that you are intended to make, that you intend to make, and that the distractions of your life, perhaps your life is full of other loved ones who also are engaged in promoting values, their truth, but you are understanding that the distractions of the needs of others must be sacrificed so that you can focus on what the exercise of your gift, your talent, the particular ability you have to work with others, to understand how to leverage the strengths of a team or a group, a way to maximize the participation of all members of this group towards this goal. This really brooks very little distraction, and actually it looks as though it is happening very rapidly. Perhaps there is a project you are currently engaged with that is developing and blowing up, sort of filling up your space at this time. And that includes this ability to envision what you want in practical terms. In the future, we have the Ace of Staffs clarified by the Ace of Wands. This is a repeat card, and the Seven of Cups. This is lovely. This really reinforces that you have many, many options. And this is not surprising me as it relates to the picture I have of your current development towards reaching this destiny. The Seven of Cups are things that are being offered to you. You are being invited to places you once believed were end destinations, even in and of themselves. And you now understand that these are part of the perks, that you don't have to choose one by one. In fact, pursuing your ultimate destiny or goal is something that you're not allowing yourself to be pulled away from. And yet, all of the perks, all of the advantages, all the baubles that are being offered to you now are yours as a byproduct of achieving this particular result, moving in this particular direction, crafting this particular journey, adventure, opportunity to grow and expand, are all contained in the offers you're receiving now, perhaps kind of piecemeal. I'm going to finish this reading with a Language of Flowers oracle, and I have the belladonna, and the key word is silence. Listen more and quiet be. I like this message a lot because, for one thing, it's helping me to understand that you are being supported by going within. And that can be not only centering into your heart, into your desires, your wishes, but also really accessing your subconscious energies, that family of support that you were born out of and into the family you selected. But it's also the way in which you elicit the intelligence, the desires, the knowledge of others that helps to inform this mighty team that you are a part of, that is moving in a very clear direction of purpose. So thank you so much for this reading. Until next time, collective, namaste.